Welcome to today's show. It's called Are You Above It All? On May 31st, 2026.
You know, the word above means what it sounds like. It's three sounds, ah, buh, and of. So that represents the one, and then the second one, which means divine, and then of. So as above is where you're from. It means the source and the execution of the air above.
In old translations, above means be over or be high. The word be is the same as by in older languages and means near, in, by, during, about, around. Below literally means be plus low, and low means near the base of the ground.
And that's where we're made from, the air and the dirt. And that's where we return to, the air and the dirt. That's AD. The AD era is air and dirt era. Anyway, as above, as below. Well, together, above, below, is a human reference to a mortal of Earth who is powered by the Earth density manifestations of its source in the air and the ethereal natures and powers.
God is a force to be reckoned with, and that is an observable reality. Who owns a soul here? How are you managing the obligation of occupying a soul? A be plus ang, a being is a human being, is part angel and angle, and part angle and angels. Yeah.
Angels and angles.
Angels and angles. An angle.
That's the difference, the LE.
The LE at the end, the LE is limited edition. An angel, EL, is the angel part is the source of your power. Eternal with no beginning or end.
You know, I use a code on the chat room, TRI-ME, try me. And it's a play on the phrase try me, but it's also a phrase on the spelling of TRI-me. It's a code for 3 times me. The 3 times me is a code to 3 energetic forces, the common and the charged, surrounding the star of the show. And the star is also the reason for the show. And these 3 forces are plus me, which is a magnificent enterprise.
Me makes Mother Earth, measured excellence, mirror existence, material, ethereal, and magnet and electric, and magnet with star in the middle, and essence. Me, myself, I. All summed makes mystery, mastery, my story, or the acronym the M, which is the phonetic spelling of the sound of M when spoken. The M sound is done with a closed mouth and voiced inwardly toward the heart of the occupier of the magnet and the essence. The occupier of the heart is the owner of a lonely heart. The acronym is OLH, and that reduces to its base of LH and 8.
So what is 8? Well, it's a symbol with an X in the middle and 2 loops going opposite directions above and below. It's also the spelling EIGHT, but there's a silent G that's converted to J and a silent H. So there's a silent I. So it's the sound of ATE, but it's also the weight, W plus the spelling of 8. That's 2 of you. W plus the spelling of 8 equals weight. But it's also when you're in the queue, when you wait for something, and then that adds weight to your existence. So this conversation began with the statement that Allah, the word, when it's reduced to its base is to 8, which is the digit of man.
And someone saw that and responded, how is 8 the digit of man?
Well, 8, the symbol, is the inception point and creation itself inside one symbol. 7, 8, 9, of which 8 is the central figure, is preceded by 4, 5, 6, of which 5 is the central figure, and also the central figure of the entire scale. 4, 5, 6 is preceded by 1, 2, 3, but preceded means pre as in before, and seeded, meaning what we sow is becoming our reality, what we reap. The number scale is 3 sets of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So why did 7, 8, 9? Now we're going to talk to TOS. TOS called me and said they needed help.
Yes, they said I need some help.
Lay it on me.
I can't escape being controlled by government.
First step is to realize that saying can't will bring what you said cannot to your face.
I want to live independent of politics.
Well, when you pay attention to the politics, then you will say no, not, never, can't, won't, wouldn't, shouldn't all day long. Change your language and your speech.
They responded, the reason is law and financial system is programmed to suppress anyone from escaping this man-made system. I just want to live in peace. Man-made matrix and spiritual samsara are different.
However, each man makes his own reality or matrix within his own body and choices and values that he sets. And this is because of the laws of natural order and the designer.
But you have to work and pay tax, and it's illegal to live like a wild animal. So you're born into man-made laws and you have to follow or prison. You cannot escape it. Even if you inherit or buy land, you have to work for the government to pay property taxes.
Well, you have to put distance between what you see in front of you and what's happening to you. You live in two worlds at once. One is eternal and the source of your existence, and the other is the spreading of it by you and mankind.
You will have to work for the government and pay them taxes no matter what. The governments are controlled by satanic pedophiles.
And at this point, that's been disclosed to anybody with ears.
And they said, you are slaves to them.
No, you're not. We have the cure.
What is the cure? Euthanasia?
Will you ask the question and provide the answer also? You said that suicide is the solution.
It's okay. Hoard it for yourself. Be selfish.
I don't know why you're attacking me. You asked me the question and then you provided the answer.
It's a guess and a question at the same time. I thought you were a linguist.
Does that mean I don't deserve respect? Why disrespect me if you want the cure?
Why are you disillusioned?
Why are you insulting me?
It's observation. You're running with a false narrative.
If you ask me without insult, I will provide the cure.
I don't trust you anymore.
You came to me for help.
You misread situations and now I'm not interested anymore.
Okay, well, you can take your depressed self to the closet then.
Wow, unbelievable.
Does anyone here lurking want the cure to lose pain and to know thyself? Simply ask me without insults. The phrase, ask and ye shall receive, is one of the laws of natural order, and it is the path to know thyself. We have the cure. Well, we waited and waited and waited, and no one ever asked.
So this is solution, semicolon. Change your language and speech daily, and you will discover your true nature and gain the knowing that the weight of the world is shrinking in front of you.
Now we're going to explain the May 31st full moon anomaly, or as we like to call it, the moonomaly. So I watched the full moon set this morning at 70 degrees south of where the sun set last night. And it's setting in winter solstice position while the sun set in near summer position. This is not supposed to happen. We told 1 million visitors that we've been watching this happen since 2020, but we don't find any response anywhere. The phenomena of the moon pales to the blindness of the people and the willingness of the rulers to not disclose it. And the reason would be that they're the reason that the minds of the people don't see it. The principal powers who manage the moon are up to a mitigation program of Earth's natural order of autophagy when it or its life forms become sick. We're witnessing, or most of us not witnessing, an intervention to create an overtime on Earth, or what was called in 1953, waiting for Godot. This is about Buddha.
Yeah, Buddha. And
it's 3 parts.
Yeah, okay. And it's 3 parts. So Buddha, the word, is a roadmap, and it's seen here in 3 parts. Excuse me. Bud plus D plus ha. Ha, meaning life, death, and the D, that's Tao, that's you, in the central position.
Yes, the bud is the beginning and the game plan or the seed that explodes and bursts into a spread of its material form and life story. That's the bud. The ha are the outbursts or the continuation of contention of the cycles of life. So bud and ha are the goalposts. The D is the child of God that maintains itself through natural order, which the D represents.
The word Buddha transferred in reduction to BH, 18, and finally 8. Same base deconstruction for the word Allah.
So the reason for the spelling of Buddha with 2 Ds is because of Siddhartha Gautama, the most commonly referred to as the Buddha, is spelled Buddha. So this puts Bud at the front, Ha at the roof, and D or Tao in the center. You know, this is a new conversation, by the way, with, I guess you could call it an antagonist. But I made a statement in this chat room that all of the electric that we measure and are a witness to is sourcing from a magnet. It's the pull of the magnet that causes the burst of the electric. That is why rules are for fools, because of this observable reality. The rules that men make are pre-designed to be weak and to be broken.
And the response was, server topic is flat Earth.
Yes, so a lot of people are having conversations in the Flat Earth channels about why the Earth exists stationary. So it is often a discussion about the spiritual aspect of the Earth, or the realm aspect of this realm called Earth. So I answered to the antagonist that I argue why we each were elected to this realm.
They said, why did you join the server? And someone else said, with rules, there are consequences that need to be enforced. Using the term fools is meaningless, so read your sentence without that word.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, and I appreciate the analology. I would like to add or proclaim that the symbol 8 explains it. Explains is actually a code to explain, which is an easy code by slowing it down. The X, or the target, and the plane. The X plus the plane, X plane. We live as targets on the plane, and the target is for us to find. And if we refuse to look for it, then other entities around us will seek it. Our actions cause consequences, not the rules.
That was great.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, keep going.
Well, we're going to continue with another proclamation. If you didn't like that one, here's another one to twist your world. Causes and effects are a known seesaw battle of the contentions of the world and life itself. Causes and effects. But think about the sounds. In cause, you have K or Ka and Z at the end. Cause, with AU or the non-decayable in the center. So the cause is the source and the base and the origin. And the FX is only two symbols. The sixth letter F and the letter X for the target. The number of man and the target are the effects. And when we realize what the cause and effects are, then we'll be self-actualized.
Ah. And the response was meaningless letters.
So a lot of times when things go over people's head or under their feet, they have a habit of referring to their cartoon upbringing and simply hit the offender with a stick. But I did respond to the antagonist that causes times effects is a map and a blueprint to creation, the format, and purpose of man. Letters and words are as alive as a human being is.
I'm not into voodoo and blueprints that are made by man.
Well, I don't do voodoo. All is validated 100%.
What's the lifespan of a letter or a word?
Eternal. The design came before the blueprints.
What blueprints?
The blueprints are the sounds, the ideas, and the letters and digits we attach to them. But the designer is undefinable. Language and speech is the execution.
And the response was, it's a designer or a creator?
Designer, creator are the same, and they are attached to the most unique one.
Language is called language, not blueprint. Same with speech.
You're lost in definitions, and the root word of definition is define, which definition is to bind, to cause boundary, to put in a box, to contain. And regarding the words language, it's actually two words, the lane and the gauge. The lane is the design or the operating system, and the measurements are what men do. Actually, it's the lane gauge.
What makes unique?
Unique means one waiting. Uni for one, Q for waiting. And speech is SP plus each.
Well, after that, they said meaningless. You ban post you voodoo and make believe by yourself. Take care.
W8, meaning wait. So long, sucker, for say 10 is say binary. Say 10 is on and off, 1 and 0. Say 10 is duality. Say 10 is picking a side. But let me ask any lurkers, who else will challenge, which in French is pronounced shall for your win? Your will, shall for your will, plus lunge for the execution, the application. So is a challenge a shall lunge?
And the same person responded, challenge your make-believe? You've gone off the deep end, man.
Well, again, to the lurkers, since the antagonist wants to keep antagonizing, who here has a spine? I have 25 years worth of linguistic research to share with you, and I'm publishing daily for 6 years. Or you could run, rabbit, or you could breathe, the air that made you and sustained you.
And their response was, you've wasted 25 years of your life.
We don't judge anyone, and we lost all fears and pain.
And they said, do you have a following of more than 4 on your blog? Who is we?
We is N and K, and we are married from 1986.
So 2 dudes or what?
No, a woman and a man, and 40 years of marriage, and we never argue.
Did you watch the movie Dumb and Dumber? Because I'm seeing that you.
Oh.
And now we're going to look at mimetic warfare on the brain. That's MWB, baby. It appears that the memes, the generational habits, the media, the vaccines, and the dulled brain functions have left the populace in a dependent and abandoned position. What will come of this?
TOS.
And now TOS in a chat said, which is most correct religion?
Well, self-actualization would be the best religion to examine yourself and your relationships. The organized religions are actually designed to hide God.
And they said, how does one become self-actualized?
By observing the natural order and the observable realities and then aligning with it, and then find an intimate party to align with.
Like join a cult? Sounds like religion to me.
You can do what you want because you have domain over your mentality and your choices. Whatever we seek will appear because we are supernatural manifestors of reality.
They said most people, in fact almost all people, never manifest what they seek. Like then everyone would be rich and free from suffering.
Only because of misunderstandings. The truth is that all people are manifesting what they're seeking because what you're seeking is what you're paying attention to. What you pay attention to pays attention back to you, and that becomes your reality. You're seeing it in reverse because you were trained to see it in reverse.
You trained me like...
Who?
Oh, sorry. Who trained me like this?
Well, your parents, the world, your peers, the archetypes, and the institutions.
We live in retard asylum.
It's a human-made retard asylum that's developed over many generations and eons within nature's paradise. The true name is parasites.
And they said politics?
Many blood-sucking parasites, yes, but we found the cure. However, we are despised for sharing it because it threatens the herd mentality. We're going to look further into this in the next section called The Fire is Actually Ire and Can Be Dire.
The primary motive or fire inside a human from birth on is to know thyself. When you discover what and who you are, the self-actualization process begins. Once you know thyself enough, you will be self-actualized and marked by divine providence, and no harm will happen to you. You will lose all suffering and judgments, and you will enter self-actualization. There are only two ways to point your mentality: face your fears or face your fire.
So in this word despise, it starts with the root DE, and that means to keep it or dismiss it. But then we have SP in the middle, and then the roof of the word is ISE or eyes. So we have DE to keep or dismiss as the foundation, and eyes as the roof, and then SP in the middle. That's a divine coincidence, because the SP in the central position is the spin or the execution manifestation, and the P, which is the absolute center and the point of perfection.
Despise comes from the Latin word despisere, which means to look down on or to scorn. The D apostrophe means, D means free, D means, DE means free will to keep or dismiss. And SP equals the spin and the point of perfection. Eyes are your two eyes and brain function, allowing you to be a creator. Wearing a blindfold to this creates blindness, agony, and ignorance. That's AI, are the preferred choices being made. The cure is as simple as the problem is complex. One hand washes the other. Lane plus gauge, actually. Language reveals every truth and exposes all lies.
Everything is actually in plain sight and nothing is being hidden, as strange as that seems. Ignorance is a choice we make and a matter of wills, because everything is under our nose and at hand's reach. Most of us are heavily invested in our own ignorance and suffering, and for that reason we refuse to budge. But it is so, as in planting seeds, so easy to win. Simply ask for yourself to win. Offer yourself the potential. Ask and ye shall receive. It's a quite simple action. Or you can remain in knots. No's, nevers, and knots. The reason for these two extremes are to expose you to the fact that you are the mediator. Ask me or examine yourself for the map.
This next section is called You Are Elect. Your appearance on earth is not random. You are elect to be here, and your great powers carry an obligation. This is an observed reality, and no claim is needed. Plus pair plus ants plus ents. That equals appearance.
It's actually a map. So now we're going to have a conversation with Ole Dude and Try Me, one of my usernames. So I asked in the chat room that I had been in because somehow they put me in the hell part of the server, so I can only talk to other people sent to hell. So I asked, is this where newbies are permitted to talk?
And they said, I'll look into get back to you in the main lobby. Voice access is available if you like.
I'll VC anytime.
Sweet.
You know, Earth and men are immersed. We are one body together.
And they said, how so, friend?
Well, the air we breathe. The air is the key in many languages. Air is essence manifested.
And they said, interesting. Do you go with ether theory then?
Well, the ether was proven long ago, and it has become an observable reality. Ether also equals etheric and ethereal.
And they said, so what brought you to flat Earth?
Well, my existence is to serve others at this point in my life, but many of the herd see this as a threat to their peace.
So you are here to help others with that? How do you know Earth's reality?
Through observation, validation, the earn, which is ruminating, and then mimicry. The acronym is OVUM, or ovum. The URN, or earn, is the rumination and knowing from the balancing of logic and intuition. And the M is mimicry, meaning following or aligning with natural order.
My earn? English is limited. Can you elucidate what's ovum and earn?
The natural order, when observed, reveals itself and all truth, and exposes all claims and lies. The ovum is an egg. The URN earn is the power of retention and aggregation, born as a map or design to every human.
Eggs tell you Earth's flat.
All eggs aggregate once they're viable. I did not speak on the shape of Earth.
So what told or led you to know Earth's flat?
Well, I can see with my eyes the flatness of the surface, but Kansas is flat from one end to the other from an Arizona University study.
Yeah, but Earth could be really big, no?
Earth is very big, yes, but Earth is a realm also. Earth and the universe are designed to match with mankind and his anatomy. We are the highest manifestation of the source.
As long as you understand that we are based in empiricism here, and we ain't the flat Earth society, I'm sure you can find people who will want for you to help around here.
Well, I argue why humans exist, so the realm we live in is essential to the argument. You know, empires are ruled by emperors, but in general, empire means a realm, a dominion, as of the formation of Christianity in ancient Rome. In Old French, empire means rule, authority, kingdom, imperial rule. And in earlier times, Latin imperium was a rule, a command, authority, control, power, supreme power, sole dominion, military authority, or a realm. The memes are used in current modern Rome, in the world we live in today, as a tactical fifth-generation warfare against we innocent humans. It's more than obvious and an observable reality, but not to the oblivious.
And a convo again. We say, every line or utterance or word carries clues to creation and you. The word carries forward into every word or story. Memes are used in tactical fifth-generation warfare against humans. You know, Canada has a huge Chinese military presence, and Mexico has a globalist Jewish president. How do you think they will play the annexing of USA? Well, if you look at dollars, that equals dolls plus R plus us. It's as clear as this is, no one seems to mind.
Next section.
Angels and demons. The AD, angels and demons, is angels and demons, but also angels and angles. It is a map to God. The Baal, the Moloch, the Semiramis, the Zeus, Satan, Lucifer, and the rest, including vampires, are all manifestations of one eye, also known as AI. It's AI. Somehow no one sees it. Who wants the cure to restore all your elected powers?
So say 10 is what it sounds like. Say 1 and 0. And 1 and 0 is the binary system of on and off. So it's a picking of sides. And that's what duality is. And when we pick a side, then we lose control of the seesaw or the balance of our life. So we are all three, the left, the right, and the center still source of our existence.